We've been posting videos for some time about our Sealine S34 Friday night, but what we haven't done yet is given you a guided tour, so this is it. One of the first things we liked about this boat was the size of the bathing platform. We particularly like the steps, so when we're on the Broads and we have some very high and low tides, it makes getting on and off a lot easier. Also at the back here we've got a storage compartment. This is fantastic, this storage compartment, because in here we keep all our hoses and bits and pieces, and it's absolutely cavernous in there. And that sits underneath the seat. Access onto the side decks is via this side step here, and getting out there's handrails around the edges. So once you're out on the side decks, you've got good safe access to the bow, but also good grab rails going up the radar arch along the front of the windscreen. Now you may say, this is not like a normal S34. Well, it's not. This one hides a secret, and we'll tell you more about that in a little while. Nice wide side decks. All the way up to the bow, where we've got a massive bow area where we can stick a bow cushion, two port lights or two sun lights that go into the cabins below, giving excellent light, fender baskets each side, and also down the front there a massive large anchor locker. Not only does it hold the anchor chain, it also holds ropes, fenders, and also other bits and pieces that we can stuff in there. It's got a tray that lifts out. Then we've got a fair lead at the front, allowing a rope to be tied from the bow, as well as cleats equally spaced along each side. The anchor tucks away nicely, but you have to be very careful when you're raising it not to hit the fiberglass if the anchor isn't coming up dead straight. We've got a delta on there, and it works really well and holds the boat very firmly. So looking back on the boat itself, we've just had the canopy refurbished with new panels, and work our way back to the cockpit. So stepping on board, and welcome on board Friday night. Probably the reason that these are so popular is the amount of seating in the cockpit. You can easily seat, 7 people around the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also a lot of people pop a little cushion in here as well. And you have a wet bar and fridge. So there's your little deck sink, full of rubbish at the moment. And underneath you've got this rather clever fridge, which is full of beer, as it normally would be. So if this isn't enough, looking around at the helm, we've got a fantastically appointed helm with a 2-person seat, and also this amazing chaise, and believe me, I can lay down on that for hours. Fantastic. So I did say that this boat hides a secret with the radar arch, and here it is. It has a hinge and a cut, and behind that hinge are 2 hydraulic rams, one each side, which allows this whole top section to drop down and massively opens up the cruising area to where this boat can visit, especially as we've got the Broads on our doorstep. This boat's driven by a pair of CAD 32s. They're turbocharged and supercharged, with a really well appointed helm, radar, 2 GPSs, depth and speed log, and the normal instrumentation that you'd expect on a Sealine S34. And then you've got this amazing cabin below. Let's go down and have a look. So I've talked before about the cabinetry here. This cabin is so well lit. There are port lights absolutely everywhere. Beautiful berthed seating and table. And underneath the cabin floor there's storage cabinets where you can pop just about everything. Big one underneath here, and an access to the water tank underneath here. Now have a look at this for a kitchenette. I've never seen an S34 with this sink arrangement, and it really works for us. We've got so much more counter space, large oven, massive fridge underneath here, as well as storage for plates, 2 more storage compartments here, and also a pull-out section underneath here which holds all the cutlery and other bits and pieces. I think one of the only criticisms of the S34 that people seem to have is the height of this last step. It can be quite a big one, and some people do trip over it a little bit. I must admit I can step over, but some people that have been on board find that step a little bit too high. Fantastic access though. And also, if I spin the camera around, what you will see is the headroom height that I have. I can just about stand up. I'm 6'2", 6'3". It's not the highest boat in the world, but it's not uncomfortable. And it offers a heck of a lot for a boat for its size. And I don't think we'll find another boat of this class for the money that we paid for it. Makes it a really good value boat. So let's start at the rear cabin. Really good quality woodwork throughout this boat. The doors are in superb condition. There's a little bit of headlining here and there where I've got to change and do some work on. But the cabin itself is a reasonable size. Standing headroom at the end with a large opening locker. Cupboard space, although these cupboards aren't particularly deep, you can stick your charts in there. But the vanity unit's really good. You've got a double cupboard underneath, massive drawer, and then a piano where you can pop absolutely everything in. In the corner we've got like an armchair seat. That's really, really comfy. And then 2 single berths that can be made up into a double. And the gap in between has the infill cushions, which are at the back there. But once again, there's a port light at the other end, and massively comfy. And an open port light there, fantastic. Back into the cabin again, and then we're going to look forward into the bathroom and shower room. And this is really where the boat gets very, very clever. The floor level down there is about 5 inches lower than the rest of the cabin, which means that when I stand in here, I can take the shower, pop it onto there, and I can easily have a shower in here. But a really appointed little wet room there. The Jack and Jill door there going back into the master cabin, which, if I close the door, will take you into now. So the offset double in the master cabin isn't everybody's taste. However, it's comfortable. Massive amounts of storage in here, and we've spent a week or so away without any problems at all. And this large escape hatch, which covers up, it's got a little pull out thing that covers it over, so you don't have to have the glare of the sunlight in there all the time, and you can close that off at night time or on a bright evening if you want to sleep. If you're thinking about buying a Sealine S34, it's a great boat for the size and the money. It's a little bit shorter and it's a little bit narrow in beam than its bigger cousin the S37 and the later S38, but nonetheless it's a very capable boat. Join us again soon on our channel, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps us. See you soon now.